IndyCar field will make the hairpin turn on the Shoreline Drive as we get set to drop the green flag on race number 2. Will Power out in front as the cars will now go 2 by 2 in rows of 12, and the green flag is out. Will Power with a big jump, and Davey, he will easily get the turn for one.
Well, they had a good start coming off of that last corner, which is not easy to do, but Will Power had a big jump and has a nice lead going down into turn 1.
Already in front of the fountain in turn 2 and 3, and Jake Query, they head to 4.
They do so, and Rafael Matos works his way in front of Dario Franchitti. So Will Power led here we go on the first lap. Now he works his way around trying to find turn number 5. He'll make that right-hand turn and then head into Shoreline Drive.
No change among the top 5. They've started to separate themselves a little bit from the rest of the field. Kanan, Briscoe, Dornbos, Ryan Hunter-Ray, the 26 machine of Marco Andretti. Then a pretty good gap back to Dario Franchitti. Ed Carpenter bottling cars up a little bit. Danica Patrick has to climb on the binders as Ed Carpenter has some trouble getting through turn 10.
And Davey, it's so difficult to pass here. And boy, look at him as they accordion up in the hairpin. It looked like 4, 5, maybe 6 cars, Davey, have been caught there, and we have got a bunch of cars, and that's going to bring out, I'm sure, the full course caution, as we've got at least 5 cars that have been caught up down there, and what a mess in the hairpin. It looks like Justin Wilson, the 27 car, is also involved. A bunch of race cars.
Mario
Marias is there. Let's see, who else? Okay, so Marias is at the head of this thing. Justin Wilson is also involved. Who else is in there? Because
Vitor Mira looks like maybe one of them. The 23 of Darren Manning looks like one of them.
Okay,
also, Hideki Muto, I think, is the other one.
Okay, and the 4 of Dan Weldon.
Oh, Dan Weldon. That's Dan Weldon.
Yeah,
there you go. That's not Vitor. I thought that
so as we take a look at the replay, Davey, heading into the hairpin, I mean, it was like an accordion coming together, and you could see it happen. Boom, there it is, as they all start to make contact.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, that's a tough spot right there. And you got to remember, you're coming around a blind corner. The issue of getting the fuel was enough fuel. There shows a replay of Mike Conway's. Like he said, he's been having gearbox problems. I know that hurt him in qualifying. They seem to fix it for the practice, so there's some pieces coming up.
That's Graham Rahall's car, and something is tethered there.
It looks like a ride height sensor, Mike.
Is that what
yeah,
that is?
It should be a ride height sensor off the gearbox, or maybe part of the gearbox.
It's just dancing around back there. Yeah, it looks like he's at a wedding or something, dragging a can behind him.
I'm pretty sure they'll pull him in for that. I don't think they'll let that drag, because if it was to come off, that'd definitely be a for sure puncture on the tire.
Yeah, Mario Marias will get the wave around. He is currently shown in 16th place, and we are not going green next time by, or are we? We are, is what we're understanding. So we get set to go back to green flag racing here as we approach 2:45 Pacific time, 5:45 Eastern time. I want to remind you that tomorrow night you can join us live on IndyCar.com for IndyCar Weekly. Of course, we'll recap the entire race weekend. We'll also, of course, recap the emotional situation with Helio Castroneves being back and being back in the car and being exonerated.
There's Marco.
Yeah.
Marco making the pass. A little bit of lockup. From Helio, and he bumped Marco. Ooh. And then teammates of Ed Carpenter and Hunter Ray getting together, but no damage.
This is the place where if you're Hunter Ray, you're like, okay, now what do I do? So that's where the contact came from. Yep. That shows you the kind of force when you see the hand come off the wheel and they make the side-to-side contact.
That's what I was describing. He went in, and he just actually went right out of my view. And the reason that is, as you said, Mike King, is because Mario Marias, the young driver for KB Racing,
the nighttime in IndyCar Series competition through the hairpin for the final time on to Shoreline Drive. The twin checkers wave, and Dario Franchitti has won the 35th running of the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach.